We have a microphone? We have a microphone. Hey guys, welcome back, welcome everybody. Wow. Where have I been? It's been a week since my last stream. Sorry, everything's disorganized right now. Where have I been? It's been a week, you're all thinking. Okay, so YouTube is working. We are very disorganized today, guys. For those who are not aware, I'm just trying to get something up on screen. Give me a second. New Zealand was hit by a cyclone. Let's throw this up here. Yeah. What do you say after a cyclone, guys? She got pretty rough. I'll say that much. Yeah, I'll put something up in the background. All rights belong to the copyright owners. None of the material I put up belongs to me today. At the moment, we've got the one news channel, but we'll bring that up. I'm not even sure what we've got here. Look, I'm going to be straight up today. I'm disorganized. I'm not prepared or ready for a stream. But I wanted to let you guys know that I'm here, I'm back. I will hopefully be streaming tomorrow. At the moment, power is temporary. There is no promise as to whether or not it will stay on. So I wasn't going to do a full and proper stream today. But as you can see from a couple of videos that are coming up at the moment from One News, we got hit by Cyclone Gabrielle. It has done a fair amount of damage to New Zealand. Yeah, what do you say? People have unfortunately lost their lives. The water got up as high as 2 meters, I believe, in some areas. 2 to 3 meters, I should say. 3 meters deep in some areas. So, of course, your average human is 1.8 to 2 meters tall. So twice the usual human height. In some areas they drowned inside their homes. I'm going to jump into chat. If anybody wants to come in and say hello, you're more than welcome. I think the audio's in the wrong place, but we'll worry about that when it comes. But yeah, if you guys want to come in and say hello, I'm here. At this point, just thought I'd let you know what's going on, where I've been, why I've been away for the last week. But we have had no power, no internet, no cell phone coverage, because of course you need power for that. All the cell phone towers were taken out. They only just started managing to get generators brought into the area yesterday, so that people could actually start to get communication going. Sorry, I've just got chat up. Hey, Father Jack, Dogface Mark, how are you both? Welcome everybody. So at the moment I'm camped out in my living room. Fortunately for me, I did manage to get gas, LPG. I'm trying to think of the word for it. I'm actually mentally exhausted right now, I'll be straight up. I managed to get LPG gas yesterday, so I was able to get the ability to start cooking yesterday. I don't know whose video this is. Guardian. But yeah, the area I'm in, I must say I was actually very fortunate. Most of the flooding subsided reasonably quickly. But others weren't so fortunate. We have poorly managed forestry in New Zealand, which has permitted them to leave tree stumps, logs, and all sorts of debris up in the hills. That all got washed into the rivers, and as that came down the rivers, it took out the bridges, so that took out transport. And unfortunately, it flooded. It took out the stop banks. We have in New Zealand what we refer to as stop banks. Americans, you'll think of the levee. It's a way of stopping water from flooding your cities. For us, it prevents it coming in from the coast as well as from rivers. But all that forestry debris took out the stop banks, which meant water flooded into Hawke's Bay, all of Hawke's Bay. All the way up to Gisborne, Mahia Peninsula, which is an area where Starlink launch the satellites. I don't even know what's happening with that area yet. Last I heard yesterday, there were thousands of people that were still unaccounted for. Yeah, it got, it got pretty cool. Oh, well, when I say cool, I've never experienced anything like it. What do we got here? One news. I can't have any audio, as you guys know. All the rights belong to the news agencies. I just want something in the background for you guys to get a bit of an idea on what happened. And these old fuddy-duddies don't matter. Nobody cares about them. Fuddy-duddies. But most of what I'm seeing here is not what I was looking at on YouTube yesterday. If you take a look at Cyclone Gabrielle, yeah, you'll see it got to like 3 meters, I believe, in some areas from what I understand. Yes, it's pretty bad out here. It's flooded right over housing and everything. Some houses were completely submerged. People drowned inside their houses. So, I mean, I've heard some horrific stories. A jet boater pulling up to a house, and he apparently banged on the roof to see if anybody was inside the house. They made a noise, so he ripped their roof open, and they were struggling for air. So he pulled him out of the roof, threw him onto his jet boat, and took him home. Well, took him somewhere, I don't know. Most of the civil defence centres where everybody was told to go and evacuate to on the radio, they were all underwater. The substation for the power was underwater. Pretty much everything apart from, luckily, my area. You're alive, that's the main thing. Yeah, dude, I was really fortunate. I must say, I was very fortunate. Some of you know I had flooding 2 years ago. But where I am, it was nothing like that in the way of flooding, fortunately. So, yeah, we were very fortunate where I was. But at the moment, they're just starting to count the death toll now. So we don't even know how many people have died. The bodies are just starting to float ashore at the beaches. There's some of them are still floating up in rivers. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but I wanted to let you guys know I'm here. I'm back. Hopefully I'll be streaming tomorrow. No promises at this point. I mean, we can play a game today. I wasn't sure what to play. I'm not even prepared to play one, but we can set something up and play something if you guys want it. A game. Go away, lady. Look at this woman. Isn't she goofy looking? Oh, that's rude, Glenn. Who is she? But yeah, I just thought we'd have some images come up in the back here. What do we got here? Some factory workers, a lot of seasonal workers in the area. We, at this time of year, have people from all over the world come in to work. Okay, see, this looks like the local civil defence where I was. I went down just to check out and make sure everything was all good. They were evacuating civil defence centres and bringing them in to where I am, so helicopter loads of people for hours on end, from up north, from down south, out in the west, pretty much every, I mean, I'm on the coast in the east. So for those, I mean, I've already been asked by Father Jack this morning, whereabouts am I? So let's bring up a map of New Zealand. Actually, Cyclone Gabrielle, New Zealand, map. Do we have any maps? Can you show us anything? Where did it hit? Yeah, but we want a map. Give me a map. Oh, that's useless. Okay, so you can see it's come down the east coast. So all this area got pretty heavily hit, but that's a freaking useless map. Feel free to come in and say hello and chat if you like, guys. I am in the Discord chat. It should hopefully work. My brain is not functioning very well. I will admit today I'm very tired. Believe it or not, when you're in that survival type situation, you get tired relatively quick. So yeah, it came all down this side of the country, basically. Out here, Mahia, this is where Starlink launch their satellites, right out on the edge of this peninsula right here. So they would not have been launching any satellites this week. I'm down here, Napier. That's as much as you guys need to know as far as my geography. Other than that, if I know you personally, I might let you know. But it came down this way. All this area up around here got really heavily hit. I have no idea at this point even how bad. I've heard about Gisborne, and I know Mahia and that have all been transported to my local area, and they're staying in this area at the moment. But if I zoom down, you'll see there's a lot of rivers around the area, and all of these rivers basically all clogged with forestry debris, which is what's caused them to flood. Without getting too much detail away, and this general area is where myself and the developer of Sapiens live. And as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 main rivers, but then we've got streams, and all of them just flooded. So all of this area basically flooded with water out here. Where are we? Just all the way out this area. The lakes, so these roads were both cut off because they were flooded. These roads out here were all flooded off. I do not know about Highway 50. I did suggest to one of the tourists that might be her way out, but to be honest, now that I think about it, she probably would have been cut off up around about Genelani. Now that I think about it, there was no way out, pretty much, unless you had helicopter. We had the Navy come in yesterday, and this is the thing that made me laugh. It's taken 6 days for anything to happen. So yesterday we managed to get the Navy in, who brought in food supplies. The Army turned up a couple of days ago, but they were heading up into the back country, all up and around this area, trying to rescue people from the mountains, but they could only get so far in before they got flooded. Looks like you have a lucky escape. I was very fortunate, mate, I must say. Last I heard yesterday, there's 11 people counted for that are dead. The death toll is only going to start counting today, because now people have power and communication. So even communication, the satellite towers went down. They brought in generators from out of town, and they were stolen by, well, I was going to say gang members, but I do not have any evidence to that. They were stolen. Police know who they were stolen by because they had trackers in them. People are stupid, man. Even a lot of the areas where people were going and trying to steal livestock and stuff like that, trying to cattle rustle. There's trail cams up there, guys. They would have been caught too. It's only the ones that were in town that didn't really have the security, I suppose. And our neighbourhood got completely shut down at one point of it. Armed defenders everywhere, so armed defenders in New Zealand, as in police with guns, it's not something you see terribly often. But nobody was allowed into my neighbourhood. Fortunately, they knew that my driver and me, and we didn't have any issues. But like one of the neighbours, somebody tried to drop him off a generator, and he had to come in 2 blocks, he said, to get his mate so that they could go back and get the generator, because he wasn't going to carry it 2 blocks on his own. But yeah, so there were gang fights, there was looting, all the usual things that you wouldn't expect to happen in a modern society. because there was no petrol, no LPG, nobody was able to fill up their cars, nobody was able to cook unless you had LPG connected to the house. Yeah, no cell phones, no ATMs, all the modern conveniences, they were gone. If you didn't have cash already on you, and although I had some during, see, this is how tired I am, COVID. See, I've forgotten the name for it. Even though I had cash during the COVID, I didn't have any cash for this. I had maybe $15, $20. I went into town on the third day because I was starting to get hungry, and there was I did manage to get something to eat, but I couldn't eat. After 3 days of not eating, my stomach had shrunk, and I had like 2 mouthfuls of food, and I just felt crook. I felt crook as a dog. I couldn't hold food down after 3 days. Because for anyone that's never gone without food for more than a day, I suppose. Most people don't normally go for more than a day. Hey, gaming guy, how are you, mate? Most people, if they're going to go hungry, go about a day. I have personally gone up to 14 days. Your stomach starts to shrink. And, you know, everybody knows the noises. After about 4 days, that stops. And you can't eat much. Your stomach no longer starts to grumble. You don't feel so sore. After 4 days, you start actually not noticing it so much. But yeah, after about 3 days, I managed to find food. And a coffee. Oh, I tell you what, coffee was actually the one, I think, for me, after 3 days. A hot coffee. I'd been making coffee out of the hot water cylinder. I did manage, because I've got a well-insulated hot water cylinder, I had a shower on day 2 and a shower on day 4. And I still had hot water enough for a shower on day 4. So it was hot enough to have a shower, and I was making coffees from the hot water cylinder, which, by the way, is really dangerous because you can actually get a lot of bacteria from a cold hot water cylinder. We won't go into that. But yeah, no, I'm very fortunate. I was extremely lucky where I was. I was hoping to bring up some better footage to try and show you guys, but I saw some good stuff on there last night. There's some good footage on YouTube, but even I had absolutely no clue as to how bad it was until I started watching the video footage on YouTube myself last night. Because all I've had to go by is local communication between people. And there was a lot of rumours, a lot of hearsay. See, here's some workers floating around their orchard. That guy's in a refrigerator. That one's on his bed. And these guys are on the roof waiting to be rescued. But these guys were all lucky too. Okay, these guys come out of it very, very... Who the hell? Is that our mayor? I thought her name was Christine something. See, even that, we didn't even know who our local mayor was. And apparently, when she was seen walking around the streets where I am, she looked like she was scared and confused and didn't know what to do, said the people that saw her. When the mayor turned up, he just apparently just looked confused and didn't know what to do. Yeah. See, even this is only a little bit of flooding. These guys are lucky too. This is what I refer to as lucky, guys. You know, it's not over your head. The areas where I heard it was like 1.5, 3 meters deep, I feel very sorry for those families and those people. How long do you think the cleanup will take? I have no clue, mate. I mean, this is the thing. We don't even know how many damages are... how many damages? They're called houses, Glenn. We don't even know how many houses are being destroyed, how many can be repaired. So you can see here the bridge is getting taken out by forestry debris. The government won't admit to it, but all of us locals, when I say locals, when I'm showing you this map, I've heard people saying it. I've heard people saying it all the way up as far as right up around this area, and we all know it. It's forestry. All this area, it's all forestry. Up around the Kaweka Ranges to where... Glenn's brain is not functioning. I'm sorry. The Te Urewera Ranges. I had to slow my pronunciation down because I'm having trouble with words. The Kaimanawas... oh, look, I'm not even going to try and say words, man. All the mountains around here, they're all forestry. And they take out the best of the logs. If a log is knots or it's slightly bent, twisted, they don't take it. They just leave it there. And then when the rain hits, it washes it all down the rivers. But I couldn't even estimate, mate. I don't even know how bad it is. I'm going to try and figure out how bad it is today myself, a little bit. I'm just trying to give you guys a bit of an idea on how bad I have found out. And all I know is some areas, there are thousands of houses that have been completely submerged. So those houses will have to be rebuilt because they've been flooded with sewage or chemicals from orchards, factories. So sewage, chemicals, all that sort of stuff, it's all flooded into a lot of the houses. Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue, mate. They don't know how many people are dead. I don't know how many people are even still without power and communications. I dare say there are still up in here, around this area, where it's a lot more rural. This is a lot more rural and isolated. These are a lot of Māori communities around here, so there's not a lot of big townships. Even what do appear on the map to be big townships are usually like 10,000 people might be a big township. I don't think there's any big ones up around there at all, you know. It's all very small, local maraes and farmers. But this is the area that at the moment, I don't even know how bad they are. Nobody's heard from them. The last I heard, there's 65,000 homes that are unaccounted for. People have not even heard from them. And this is just, you know, this area and around where I am. I believe further south it wasn't quite so bad. But when I say it wasn't so bad, all the way down to basically down around this area was flooded. So you've got flooding, from what I understand, all of what you can see around here on the east coast, all of it. Because it's all low-lying and it's all rivers. New Zealand has a lot of rivers and streams. We're very plentiful for water. We're very lucky. We are. We're very lucky when it comes to many things. If I head south, as you can see, it's rivers, it's streams. We're very plentiful. There's a lot of water in New Zealand. And it's not until you get down near the townships that it starts to get polluted by man, quite frankly. So you now see out here it's all lakes. So all this area is all low land, lake, small lakes. You can see there's just dotted with lakes and streams, and yeah, so all of this would have been all flooded. All down this way, there's lakes, yeah, it's pretty low. I don't know what else to say to you guys. I mean, you guys want to come into chat, ask questions, talk. But I mostly came in today just to let you guys know what's going on, fill you in, and just let you know why I've not been around for 6 days. Yeah, 6 days it was. The power went off. Well, my last stream was Monday. Scheduled at the same time. And I said to some of yous that, well, I said during the stream, if the power or the internet goes off here in New Zealand, we're usually pretty good. And we should have everything back shortly. Bear with me and hopefully I'll get straight back online again. Shouldn't have opened my big mouth, eh? Lo and behold, that's the worst power cut of my life. I don't think I've ever had power down for more than 24 to 48 hours in my life. And that was 6 days. Is that why you had no power, no internet? Yeah, mate, and everything to do with the internet. Well, so cell phones, all the cell phone towers were down, so you couldn't communicate. The ATM machines, there was no power to run the ATM machines, so you couldn't even go to the supermarket and get money out. One of the supermarkets did manage to open, and I believe they were using Starlink for the FPOS, and we were using them for the FPOS, but there was so many people trying to get onto the FPOS, I couldn't, onto the internet. I'm saying wrong words. I couldn't get onto the internet until Friday morning, Thursday night for you guys. That was the first time I managed to get on. I managed to get a message out to Father Jack and let him know that there wasn't going to be any freaking 7 days to die. That was the first time I managed to get a message out. But yeah, because there was no power for the cell phone towers, there was no cell phone. Because there was no power, there was no way to run fibre. Some of the fibre optic cables were broken anyway, so no power, no money, no internet, no ATMs, no petrol, no diesel, no LPG for cooking. My neighbour was going down the beach and collecting wood to boil water. I thought about it and I actually said to him, he came back with 3 bags full of firewood, driftwood, and I said to him, how long does it last you, and have you done the calculation to work out whether you're better off to just take your stuff to the beach and cook at the beach? Because I was considering my options both ways. Should I go to New Zealand? Should I go to the beach and cook? Oh no, what's that? That is going to cost a lot of New Zealand dollars to repair and rebuild. Yeah, especially with the people that are taking advantage of it too, mate. Because I had lost everything I had, and I'm on a disability allowance, so I get a certain amount of money per week. I was told to contact the government to try and get some money. I got 150 out of them to replace all the food that I'd lost, and to feed me for this week, because otherwise all the money I'd spent had gone to pay my power and my internet, and not a point paying those, and to buy food, and I'd lost all 3 of them. So everything I'd spent my money on over the last couple of weeks was gone. No power, no internet, no food. And usually this is the start for me. At this point I start to re-establish, and I start to put money aside again for next month. But because I couldn't get any money out, I was down to, I think, less than $20 if I recall. I don't even know. So I was basically, there was no point going to the supermarkets because you had queues. The queue to the supermarket was miles long. I did get a couple of pictures of my local area, Cyclone Gabrielle. Unfortunately, it turns out when you're in that sort of state, you don't know how to use a camera, it turns out. And this is what I found. But see, like, this is a bus stop down the road from me. So the wind got pretty strong. Where are we? Here we go. Here's the supermarket where I am. So this is the people waiting. You can see the end of the queue here, and it goes down to the corner, then it comes back again. And it reaches all the way up. and then it goes around the corner. So this queue goes basically the entire block, and it's starting to come back again now. And these people don't even know what's in the supermarket or if they can get anything. I know a lot of them were queuing for stuff that wasn't even available. Okay, well, we don't need voices. Can I please have your trolley? See, it's gotten that bad where people are even going around and asking for trolleys. Ah, shit. But yeah, no, I was lucky where I was. Very, very lucky. Yeah, as you can see, I tried to get video footage at the beach, but by this point I was absolutely exhausted and didn't even know how to use my camera. This is all the wood that's washed up on my local beach. This is 2 days after. 3 days? No, 3. 4. Oh, dude, I don't even know. I would have to check. Yeah, all the driftwood's just washed up onto the beach. Where I am is very fortunate. Up further north, where there's even more forestry, you can't see the shingle at all. Oh, okay. Out towards Clifton, apparently all out here. Clifton, Tiawonga, Hamawana, Ocean Beach, which is the area I'm trying to show here. They all got very badly flooded. Glenn's got some weird footage here. Here's the police cordoning off the end of the street. You can't actually see it, but they're all there with guns. Somewhere up here we've got our helicopter flying around trying to spot the local criminals. They'd taken advantage of the fact that there was no alarms, so there was looting, there was gang wars. Oh, I can't believe there was literally gang wars, people. There were 2 gang wars that I know of, which then turned into the armed defenders coming out to try and stop the gang wars. And it was freaking madness. Here's some videos of Glen attempting to cook. I think this is like day 4. Yeah, I'd managed to get into town on day 4, and I brought those firelighter thingies. You know, when people don't know how to light a fire, they use those firelighter things to get a fire going. So this is Glen attempting to cook. Boiling water, and as you can see, the soot and the ash from my cooking, it's because I'm using kerosene. I'm literally cooking on freaking kerosene at this point. The kerosene blocks. So, well, I brought 2 different types. One was kerosene, one was wood. And this is how I was cooking. Day 4, day 5. There you go. So we've got baked beans and salami for dinner tonight. Day 4, I decided I would start breaking into my food sources. Because I do have food in the house, but without any way to cook them, how was I supposed to even have a feed? And yesterday, 3:30 in the afternoon, celebration time. I got LPG gas. I was able to have pork, the only meat available to buy, and a cup of tea. I was so looking forward to a hot cup of tea. Oh man, we had strong winds here before in the UK from storms we had from back then. Mate, we've never experienced anything like this. 30 odd years ago, I suppose, I don't even know, we went through something called Cyclone Bowler. Because see, this was a cyclone. Now apparently tropical cyclones are worse than what we have. We are no longer a tropical area, so they're called tropical cyclones, or they're just called a cyclone. It's not a tropical cyclone technically where I am. I'll get rid of that, that's making me hungry. But apparently the difference with a tropical cyclone is the water is a lot more focused. This is just 3 days after. This is the local stream. One side of me, I have one either the side of me. But a tropical cyclone apparently is very focused in one point, whereas ours was a cyclone. Oh, okay, see, Glenn doesn't know how to use a video camera. It's upside down. So it wasn't quite so focused, and it was a lot more spread out, so it's done damage over a much bigger area. Hey, Playboy, how are you, mate? Oh, how are you? Welcome, welcome, buddy. Couple of hours or minutes, depends on how fast power facility can get. That's what it's normally like for us too. That's what it's normally like here. But because our substation went underwater, our power, apparently this power substation was literally underneath the water. All the power went down to 165,000 homes that I know of. It could have even been more. Yeah, this is some really terrible footage. This is Glenn trying to use a video camera. It's his cell phone. Just trying to give you an idea on the devastation I saw when I was walking around my local neighborhood. It looks pretty good here. You can't really tell what I'm trying to show, but this creek was all flooded, and you can't really see it in that, but all the trees here, this is what I was trying to show you. The trees are down, and there's some pretty big trees here. Hey Glen B, how are you, mate? Good to see you, buddy. If I'm missing you guys' chat, I do apologise. Like I say, I'm totally exhausted. It's actually quite surprising how tiring you get when your mental state is concentrating on just where are you going to get your next coffee, where are you going to get your next meal, when is power going to come back, am I going to get attacked and robbed in my home tonight because there was looting and all sorts of problems. But you can see trees have come down over the rivers. Part of my front fence blew down last Friday from the storm, but the neighbour's side, oh yeah, we had a lot of that. We had a lot of trees down over fences, fences down over frickin' neighbours' properties. Oh, it was amazing, dude. I've never seen anything like this in my life. This cyclone bowler 20, 30 years ago, I don't even know when it was more than 20, it was about 30 years ago. I remember working in that when I was in my 20s, and I was on the top of a hydro ladder. The trees were blowing like the ocean. You could literally see, when you looked out over the orchard, it just looked like you were looking out over the waves of an ocean with them, and the entire orchard got wiped out. But we needed to get as much fruit off as we could and save it for at least making juice. And juice is worth nothing. Back then, we used to get paid, I think it was anywhere from $25 to $50 a bin for apples. And it would take you like half an hour to an hour to pick an apple, a bin of apples. To pick an apple. Yeah, it takes us that long to pick an apple. When we were doing juice, you were just basically shaking it off and getting it off as quickly as possible, and you were making like $1 or $2 a bin. It was ridiculous. That was Cyclone Bowler, and I worked through that. The biggest problem we had then were the tractors and the hydro ladders were getting stuck, and the irrigation ditches were overflowed. So we were pumping water out into the streets, but because all the rivers, there was nowhere to pump it. These rivers where the irrigation ditches normally flow to, they were done. See, as you can see, it's right up, just about come over the street. This is, I think, 3-4 days later. So it's all drained pretty well by this point. The bus stop. That was funny. Oh, no. But, even when I have gone out and tried to get video footage, it hasn't worked, a lot of it, because I didn't even know how to use my bloody camera anymore. I admit I was so tired, there were just certain aspects you don't even think about. Something simple like how do you hold your camera upright. You're too tired to worry about it, man. Really, just too tired to worry about it. Formed 17th of February 22. Anticipated 19th. Oh, okay. Well, see, now this is where I have to laugh. This week has been well, it was scheduled to be a week of celebration for us. Some of you may have heard that, what was it, 90 years ago, 1932? The Napier earthquake, I think it was 90 years ago. Hang on. So we celebrate that at this time of year. 1930 or 1931. 1931, okay. And what are we now? 1920... 23. See, Glen's brain's not functioning. So yeah, nearly 100 years ago. Glen's not going to do the math. You do the math. I'm tired. We had an earthquake which wiped out the town where I live, basically. Some areas come up out of the ocean. So we have land now that never used to be land. It used to be underwater. And that's where a lot of people now live and work. And that's why we had so much flooding, because we're stupid and we build houses on area that used to be underneath the sea. Hey, Reaper. How are you, mate? I'm going to call you Reaper because, Wild. We call you Wild. How are you? How are you, Wild? We're 2023. Yeah, I think it is, eh? How are you, buddy? So, yeah, this week we normally celebrate the 1931 earthquake. We celebrate basically for a week. And we call it Art Deco Week. And then we go into Art Deco Weekend. And today's Monday. I had to think about that. Usually on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we classify it as Art Deco Weekend. And it's just one big celebration. They have vintage cars, everything, dating back to that era. So they have cars from back in the 1930s. They have people get up and sing through a old-fashioned microphone, which, believe it or not, they sounded different then. Microphones sounded very different. But yeah, they have musicians and everything, and old bands and air displays, flight displays, whatever you want to call them. Aerobatics, so we have biplanes and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, it just becomes a big celebration of the earthquake in 1931, and that's what we would normally be heading towards on this weekend, because it's Monday now, so weekend was yesterday, I think. But yeah, no celebrations, different natural disaster doing, I don't know if as much damage, a different type of damage, but wicked. Anyway, I just feel like I've been talking. You should see what happened at the wastewater plant when rain. Our wastewater plant apparently is still not flowing yet. Last I heard yesterday, because the power was down, we had fresh drinking water, and that was safe to drink, but wastewater, there was nowhere for it to go, because there's no pumps to pump the water through the wastewater plant. So that was all backing up. I have no idea at this point. All I'm going by is what I heard on the radio yesterday, basically. The main thing is we're alive. That's exactly it, bro. That's exactly it. And we'll find out what the death toll is, I suppose, over the next week. But yeah, I'm lucky to be alive. I'm happy to be alive, I suppose. I was very fortunate. So long as power continues tomorrow, because at the moment I'm on temporary power. It's not a permanent fixture. So long as power continues tomorrow, I will endeavour to live stream. I didn't want to do a live stream today just in case anything went wrong and the power went down or whatever. Because there's no guarantees. But yeah, I wanted to let some of you guys know what was going on. Look at that. And just let you know I am here. I am alive, whatever you've heard, because there are many deaths. So yeah, I'll try to live stream for you tomorrow. You guys let me know what you want to see tomorrow. You tell me in the comments down below. Let me know in chat, and let me know what game you guys want to see tomorrow, or whatever it is. I'll let you guys pick tomorrow's stream. It's entirely up to you guys, 100%. And we'll come back tomorrow, normal time, and we'll do something. I mean, we can do any of my usual games. I can start something new. I really don't give a damn for tomorrow. We can just come in and have a chat, whatever it is. But, yeah, I thought I'd catch you guys up. Apparently I've lost a few subscribers. I think I've lost something like 7 or 8 subscribers over the last week. I seem to be losing them faster than I'm gaining them at the moment. But yeah, I'm here, I'm good, I'm safe, and I have everything I need as far as I've been helping other people out. I had solar power thanks to my solar panel. I just couldn't cook on gas, so I was cooking over an open flame. I had food, I had toilet paper, because apparently that's an important one. Yeah. But you guys let me know what you guys want to see tomorrow. And so long as there's power, there's internet, I will live stream tomorrow. I don't know what to say at this point, guys. Other than that, got any questions, you're more than welcome to come into the Discord, like I say. It got hairy. It really did. You know, when the criminals start to take over the street. Because it had turned back to the Stone Age, mate. It really had. The criminals were taking over the street. The police had lost control. And you couldn't even call emergency services. I think there was one emergency service number working, but our normal one, like, you know, you might have, what is it? Is it 911 in America? I think England, I think it's 999. Our local is 111. I don't know if that was even working. They were telling people to call a different number. I don't know. All I know is the cell phone towers were down, so it was emergency service calls only. Yeah, you couldn't get anything. So those of you who are thinking, in an emergency, I'm still going to be able to get gas for cooking, I'm still going to get petrol for my car. No. No, I thought that too. By 10:30 in the morning, it was gone. It was all gone by 10:30 in the morning. There was no petrol. There was no gas for cooking. Yeah. Anyway, I don't need to keep talking. You guys have heard my voice long enough, I think. Hey, Adrian. How are you? How are you, mate? I'm good, buddy. I must say, I am really good. Yeah, I feel comfortable. I'm sitting here camping in my living room. And that's what I'm literally doing. I feel awkward because I'm not even facing my computer. My computer's like on a 90-degree angle to me. I'm sitting here camping in my living room. I have a gas cooker in front of me, which makes me feel very comfortable because I can cook and make a coffee. I can even make a coffee right here in front of you. But I actually was very secure because I've been preparing for this for a while. So I had enough food to survive, you know, because I mean, I'm on my own. I don't need a lot of food. I know how to go without food. So I had baked beans. I had salami for meat. I had some tins of spam. I even had tinned fish. I don't eat fish, but I had tinned fish for an emergency. So I had food. There was just no way of heating it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well. Yeah, no, that's why I come on today, Adrian. Let everybody know I'm here, I'm alive, I'm well. Yeah, just not being able to stream, not being able to communicate with anybody. The first time I managed to get a signal out on the internet was 20 to 10 Friday morning. That's Monday now. And I managed to get a message out through Ryan and Sada, Tinty7. And they were able to pass out a message then to Father Jack so that he could let everybody know what was going on. Father Jack, if you're still in here, mate, add... What's my account called? The Man With No Plan. He's the only guy in the Discord who's in green. That's my mobile phone. In an emergency, that was my way of contacting people. I couldn't find Father Jack in my Discord because he doesn't use the Discord, and there's a lot of other people I needed to contact. I couldn't, sort of thing. Can't find you in my Discord because you don't use it often enough. So I had to go by what I could find because the members list couldn't come up because I couldn't get enough signal internet data coming through. I couldn't get a list of who was online. I couldn't see anything, basically. So in the end of it, I went into the free games section, because for those who don't know, Epic Games give away one free game at least every week, and I post that into my Discord, or at least Era has recently taken over doing that for me. So while Era's been posting that, I knew I could send a message out to him and say no 7 days to die. Mark had recently registered on the Discord, so I was able to find him reasonably easily. But then there were others I just couldn't get a hold of. Luckily, some of you have the Man With No Plan listed as your friend on the Discord. That will be me in an emergency situation, and if anything ever happens. Otherwise, I come into YouTube occasionally with the profile name of Grumpy Bugger Gaming, which is what I was going to call my channel, because I'm a bit of a grumpy bugger. We all know that and accept it. Well, okay, not everybody accepts it. But those are the two other names that you'll find me by. So it'll either be Grumpy Bugger Gaming if I'm on YouTube, or if it's on the Discord, it's the Man With No Plan. And he's green on the Discord. He's easy to find because he's green. The UK, it's 999. Yeah. The reason that they do that is those old rotary phones. You know, the old phones we used to put it in and it goes like that? A rotary dial, depending on which way it is in your country, it was done so that it's the shortest distance to dial and with the the least amount of problem in an emergency. So in America it's 111 because their dial was different to what the UK is. They were both back to front, if I'm not mistaken. So UK and New Zealand, you had the 1 on the left and the 0 on the right. In America, I think it was the other way around, and that's why they used to do that. That's where those emergency numbers come from, is just from the old rotary phones. And for anyone that doesn't know, back in those days, it wasn't the number you dialed that actually dialed the number. It was the noise that went through. And as kids, we used to do what's called tapping. You could actually tap on the receiver, the receiver to hang up. You could tap on that, and you could make phone calls. So if everything added to 10. If you wanted to dial an 8, it was a 2. If you wanted to dial, it was a 7, it was a 3. So our local numbers, you would go 2, 3, 4, and you would tap on the button, and you could dial numbers that way. If you made a mistake and you got the wrong number, generally you would turn around to the person and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I dialed the wrong number. I'm calling from a payphone and I've got no money left. Could you ring these people and tell them to ring this payphone?" And we used to make free phone calls that way. Hey, GG! How are you, buddy? Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, it's good to be back, mate. It is good to be back. There's another one. We'll go to that. There's a video. That's the same one, isn't it? It's the same chick over and over. It's one news chick. All this video footage belongs to the news agencies. It's not mine. I was just trying to get something in the background for you guys to check out, but I think putting Hawke's Bay has actually damaged my search results. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say as far as I've let you guys know I'm here. Look at this poor woman sitting in our home. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Oh, I was listening. Is this the one I was listening to? She's got a good sense of humour. I think this is the one. Yeah, she was laughing and joking about it. So it's good that she's got a good sense of humour. But you can see how high it's come up in her home. Some homes are completely submerged. Some homes were completely underwater. I've heard of people that drowned inside their own homes. Some were trapped in the ceilings. Others were rescued out through the roof. Some managed to get out and swim to a house. I heard of people getting in jet boats and going down the main streets of town. So, well, when I say the main streets of town, I'm talking about rural communities that were flooded. The main street where I was, the main streets were okay. 111 is non-emergency for UK. 112, oh, okay. See, in New Zealand it's 111. That's our emergency number. But we have others. So we have 115, I think, is for traffic. And I think it was 110 is what they were telling people to ring. But most people don't know those numbers. Most people don't ring those numbers. Most people didn't know them. It was just ridiculous. And even the sorry, brain numb. Civil defence centres. The civil defence centres were telling people to go to places that were already underwater, places that were being had already or were being currently evacuated. When I got to my local community's civil defence, I think there was day 3, day 4. I went down there to see if they were okay and, you know, see how things were going. And I had a chat with her about the civil defence centres, and she'd actually said the big ones were already there. They were bringing people in from up north. They were bringing them in from down south and out in the west. The army had come in with the Unimogs, Mercedes-Benz Unimog, which is a truck that the army use in many countries. We use them here in New Zealand. They could only go so far in, and they couldn't get any further. The Navy had to come into the port to drop off supplies. They were dropping off food, generators, all that sort of emergency stuff. It must have been crazy, scary, and have like to say I am. Oh, mate, I still don't even understand how bad it is. I mean, I'm trying to tell you guys what it was like, but I don't have an idea. I don't have any clue. I'm only going from what I saw on YouTube last night and what I know from talking to other people. That's why I'm bringing up some of these videos. It might... Okay, so death toll rises to 11. That was yesterday. I dare say they'll be starting to come in today. But yeah, I don't know. Houses were completely submerged. You can see it's all silt too. Because it's forestry, you can see it's all timber and silt that's washed down the rivers. So the New Zealand government have a lot to be responsible for, quite frankly. That was a terrible bloody news report there, Glenn. Oh, I know. I heard about one which, hang on, some woman calling her cows. Oh, we'll see what this one is. One of the New Zealand vet videos that went out of a woman calling her cows, because if you don't know, cows recognise their owners' voices, and she was out and she was calling her cows. And you see them swimming down this, what just looks like a bloody river. And it's their farm. And the cows start swimming down this river. And then you hear the husband's voice the husband's voice say to the wife, "Try to get him before the trees." And these poor bloody cows. I've never seen cows swimming. I have never seen cows swimming. And these poor cows are swimming to the voice of their owner for safety. Fucking atrocious, mate. Sorry for the swearing. I've never known anything like it. For those who don't know, I turned 50 in November. And I have never in my life seen anything like this. what the hell are they showing here? Yeah, it was... Where are we? Here we go. I think this video footage belongs to New Zealand vets. Whoops. Oh, where did it go? Bring it back. I'm not even sure if I've got audio on at the moment. Why can I not? Oh, I think... will that stop my stream? I think that's going to stop my stream. How do I get... Okay, give me a sec. Problem is you scroll and it gets rid of the... Can I get a different video of this? Where's the audio? Why have I got no... I know I turned audio off, but I'm going to put it back on with this one. Original sound. And I'm not getting audio. Why am I not getting... Oh. No, I don't understand. I'm sorry, guys. I'm mentally exhausted here. Headphones, speakers. I'm still not hearing anything. Oh, I don't know. You got to check this one out. You can hear the farmer's wife calling them anyway. And here she is. Yeah, you can see her there. Come on, girls! Come on! It's an amazing sight, in my opinion. I've never seen cows swim. Check it out for yourselves on YouTube. You can hear the original footage. And her husband saying to her, "Try to get him in before the trees." Oh no, top right. Oh, hang on, is it up here? It's been muted? There's so many stupid places you can mute in YouTube. Oh, up here. Yeah, thank you. So as I say, this is not my video footage. I don't own any rights to anything today. There it is, the full disclosure. Oh, it's not even showing up properly. Why is that not showing properly? It's supposed to. Nothing here of today belongs to me. I don't even know why this is not full screen. I did try to bring this up just in case. Blinking heck, YouTube. Fit to screen. Transition. Transform. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm real tired. Normal things that I normally had, that normally for me, I just push a button and I do them. I'm not doing them. I can't think straight. Things aren't working like they should for me today. But yeah, none of the video footage I'm showing today belongs to me. It all belongs to their rightful owners. New Zealand Herald, TVNZ, TV3 stuff. New Zealand Vets, I think, owns rights to this particular bit of footage. But this one for me, this says a lot, you know. That poor woman, the way she must have... She would have been so scared for her cows. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I might try and stream later. But I think we'll try and come back on tomorrow, my usual time. and we'll do something. But you guys need to tell me what you want to see. I don't care whether it be come in and play a game, just talk, whatever the hell it is. You guys let me know in the comments, let me know in chat. Come onto the Discord and have a chat. Let me know what you want to do. I will be around today. I'll leave myself in chat, so you might hear a few weird noises going on, some banging and some clanging. But yeah, feel free to come in, join me in chat if you guys want to on the Discord. I'll be here. And I don't think you guys even had sound for that, did you? Because I've got audio turned off. Sorry. I do everything I can to try and prevent copyright on this damn channel. Like I say, this doesn't belong to me.
Come on, before the trees.
Okay, so like I say, yeah, he wasn't saying it to the wife. He was actually saying it to the cows. Come on, before the trees. Yeah, no copyright infringements are intended here today. If I've upset any copyright owners, there is no copyright. I own no copyright to any of this footage for these cows, the disaster footage. The only copyright footage I own were the ones that you saw that were taken with the camera sideways and upside down, and I didn't know how to use my own bloody camera. I was so weirded out by it all. Audio now, yeah, apologies for that. I do everything I can to try and avoid copyright strikes on this channel. For those who aren't aware, when you get into the black books on YouTube, you go backwards really fast. So it's hard for me to make subscribers, but I have lost, I think, 8 subscribers in the last 7 days. So I'm losing subscribers faster than I make them. At the moment, last week anyway, I can't believe it, how fast I've gone backwards. But that's not why I'm here. I come here to do this for fun and to have fun with you guys. And so that's what we're going to be about. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow, so long as the power and the internet continue. I will be here in chat today. If I don't answer straight away, I'll be roaming around the house. I'll be here, whether I'm in the kitchen or whatever it is. I'll be here if you want to come in and say hello. And hopefully we will do something tomorrow. But you guys let me know what you want to see. Do we play a game? What do we do? It'll be entirely... Oh, that's Turkey. See, Turkey had floods. This is one thing I must say too. There was a Turkish restaurant in town giving away free food. And yet he had his own family to worry about in Turkey that were being devastated. So good on him. If anybody's local in Napier and you know the Turkish restaurant, go and help the guy out. Go and buy lunch. There were not enough locals doing what the tourists were doing and what people from overseas who now call New Zealand home were doing. It's a pity to see not more New Zealanders had that sort of heart, I must say. And it was tourists, it were people who call New Zealand home, even if they weren't born here. Very disappointing from a lot of locals. But we'll see you guys all tomorrow, I guess. Like I say, if you want to come into Discord, you're more than welcome. But I don't have any plans for today as far as the stream. Well, sorry, I should say I didn't. And I don't know what I'm planning to do tomorrow. Last I knew, I was planning to do 7 days to die in a week. And it's gone now. So I'm ready and waiting to do 7 days to die again. And I'm looking forward to doing that this week, hopefully. For those of you that joined us. For anyone who's wondering what happened with Father Jack, why we couldn't all play last time, it turns out there is a limitation in 7 days to die to 4 players. And that's why it kept kicking Father Jack out. So unfortunately, Bear Run Bob will not be joining us as a regular, but he can come and join us when we need to have somebody else come and join us, or if he just wants to come in and join us. But unfortunately, yeah, 7 Days to Die was limited to 4 people, and that's why it was kicking Father Jack out. But we'll come back. We'll stream this. We'll stream tomorrow, hopefully, if I can, and we'll see you all then. And we'll do some 7 Days to Die with the Twitch integration, hopefully this week, if all goes well. Yeah. You guys got any questions you want to ask, anything you want to say? If I've missed your comments in chat, I apologise. Come in and say hello, whatever it is. Otherwise, I'll sign off, and hopefully we'll see most of you tomorrow. Hover over the video. Oh no, yeah, I got your audio. Yep. Oh dear. So yes, thank you everyone. Thank you for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. If you're new to the channel, click the follow button. It means a lot. And we'll see you all later. Take care everyone. Stay safe. Bye.